Hi, stock investors. JJ here. Welcome back. Well, right now I'm going to look at this new bull case from Dan Ives from Wedbush. He's got a bull case on Palantir. He talks about AI stocks here. I haven't seen the clip, so I'm going to react to it. But he's got a bullish case for Palantir. Let's see what he says and what the price is on the target for Palantir.
Wedbush out with a new bullish call for Palantir, raising its bull case price target on the stock to $50 for 2025. Note saying that the Messi of AI is in a prime spot for the AI revolution. For more, we are now bringing in the analyst behind that note, Dan Ives.
The $28 there on the screen there, so quite a jump there. Let's see what Dan has to say. Nice shirt again. He's in summer party mode by the look of it.
Senior equity analyst at Wedbush. Dan, it is good to see you. So this note, Dan, you maintain the outperform. The target's 35, but the new bull case is 50 for 2025. Okay. Walk us through that note, Dan. How come?
Yeah, Josh, the AI revolution's here. And when I look at the next step, the use cases,
full of catchphrases, Dan Ives, the AI revolution is here. He also has said in previous videos that I reacted to from him that the AI party is still 9 p.m. and it's going to go to 4 a.m. So I think it's very early days for AI in terms of this ramp up. So he's very bullish on AI related things and tech, of course.
Palantir, I think, is going to really be the one that's front and center in a lot of these deals. And we're seeing that through a lot of these cloud channels, a lot of the work we do in boot camps. Investors, look, if you've seen, they're negative at 6, they hate it at 12, despise it at 18, and screaming at 25. And I think that this is a stock that has a massive move ahead of it, given where the AI revolution is heading. That's why it's the Messi of AI.
The Messi of AI. So his catchphrases are funny, aren't they? Let's see what else he's got. I'm going to call them out. The Messi of AI. Palantir is the Messi of AI.
I was curious, Dan, reading your note, what had changed or what different information that you had to take you to that bull case? Because it looks similar to the case that you had made before for the stock. So was there more data that you were gathering to get you to 50 here?
Yeah, Julie, it's just in the almost 100 customers that we've spoke with, the conviction level is increasing. I think deals accelerating. And I think what we're seeing on AIP conversion is even stronger than we expected. Now, does that mean for this quarter, for next quarter? But when I look out the next 6, 12 months on Palantir, I think this is going to be a golden child of AI. And right now, I mean,
the golden child of AI, a catchphrase. Okay, maybe I'll use that as a headline. Dan Ives says that Palantir is the golden child of AI.
Institutionally speaking, it's very negative because I think many don't understand or appreciate the true, what I view as the competitive moat that Karp and Palantir built.
It was interesting, Dan. I was talking not too long ago with Brent Till over at Jefferies and covers Palantir, and he was encouraged by what he saw in Palantir's business and fundamentals, but he was staying on the sidelines, and it was a valuation call. He just thought it looked pricey, but you don't share those concerns here.
Josh, I get the valuation argument, but it's very similar to how I viewed Microsoft and Apple and Tesla and so many other names, that you have to view it as a sum of the parts. You got to view it on what's the commercial business worth, what is AIP going to drive, and then put some multiple in the government business. And I think when you start to put those together, I mean, you could start, 35 is our base case, but then you start to get to a bull case $50 into next year as this goes to the second, third, fourth derivative. And I don't know how you could have a basket of AI stocks and just dismiss Palantir. I mean, that's sort of our view, and that's been our conversations with investors, even though it's a very contentious name.
Yeah, it sure is. Contentious because they're involved in military, partly it's a political thing. And what I've said before in the last few days here, what I've seen recently is now that Donald Trump looks like he's a favorite to win the presidency of Trump administration. Obviously, they're keen on military and military spending, perhaps more than the Democrats, although maybe that's a fallacy because Biden's pretty military minded himself, and there have been wars going on during this administration, or that the US has supported. Palantir is very involved in the military and AI. If you think of AI and military, Palantir is pretty much the only name that you come up with.
Dan, I'm sure you're aware of some of the chatter, you kind of referred to it, that's out there lately. There is some skepticism creeping out there on AI. Edison Lee over at Jefferies just writing today that what we're seeing right now in tech in terms of the sell-off isn't actually about geopolitics. It's not actually about concern over China and Taiwan. It's actually about concern over AI's return on investment. I know you don't agree with that, clearly. But, you know...
Look at his face there. He doesn't agree with that. I mean, the multiples in these AI-related stocks have definitely gone up if you ever look at them. By the way, this is not investment advice anyway. I'm not suggesting or recommending any kind of stock to buy or sell. You need to do your own work on this. And whether you listen to Dan Ives or not is, up to you. And this is just for entertainment and general education purposes, and Dan Ives is most definitely entertaining with his catchphrases and so forth.
What do you think that's about? Is it just that people are getting impatient here? What do you think? Or do you think that they have a point?
I mean, look, this sell-off, I can tell you from all my conversations the last 48 hours, it's the Trump, Taiwan, China war, right? I mean, those comments, and obviously he'll speak tonight, and then you factor in a potential Trump second term. What does that mean in terms of the AI trade? So I think that's this sell-off. But Julie, I think when me and Josh talk in the next few weeks, and Josh is wearing his pink sports jacket, I think we're going to have a massive tech earnings season.
Okay, massive tech earnings season. It's going to be interesting, starting with Tesla next week, by the way. I'll be covering that. So Trump-fueled tech sell-off won't ruin bull markets. The subtitle there. And it was fueled by Trump's comments, definitely, or when it was seemed likely after that failed assassination attempt that, if Trump's going to get in. The tech stocks did start to sell off after that.
For tech, for semis, for software, that changes the narrative. But I always say, I mean, you can see AI on your spreadsheets or in the 10th floor of your New York City office building. And I think that's why we spend so much time around the globe, and there's no denying this AI revolution is probably the biggest tech trend we've seen in the last 40, 50 years.
Switching gears.
40 or 50 years, so he's not counting the internet revolution. That was, in the last 25 years or in the 90s that ramped up. And he and another analyst that they have on these programs is Gene Munster, who they both think that this has got 3 to 5 years to run and that it's going to turn into a bubble type situation. They don't use the word bubble, they use the word boom, but they Gene Munster referred directly to the 90s run up, which was a bubble. What do you think of what Dan Ives have said here in terms of Palantir? Do you think that it's going to be the golden child of AI? It's definitely taking hold here in terms of some confidence. He's got a $35 price target, he said there, didn't he? But it could see 50. He's pretty bullish on there, pretty bullish on tech in general. So what do you think? Leave a note in the comments what you think about what Dan Ives is saying here. Do you agree with him? And on screen, I'm going to put a link to a video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next. It usually gets things pretty right. It might not be one of mine. It might be something else, and that's okay. Also, a subscribe link if you like this video, and give us a like to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. Appreciate that. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.